गुड मॉर्निंग, नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। आज हम लोग कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट और पियाजे के बारे में इसमें विस्तार से पढ़ेंगे। कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट। कॉग्निटिव इज़ द mental process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and senses. It encompasses process such as knowledge, attention, memory, and working memory, judgment and evaluation, reasoning and computation, problem solving and decision making, comprehension and production of language, etc. Human cognition is conscious and unconscious, concrete and abstract, as well as intuitive and conceptual. Human cognitive, intuitive, conceptual, conscious, unconscious, abstract, concrete. अब हम लोग मीनिंग जान जाते हैं कॉग्निटिव का। कॉग्निटिव इज़ अ वर्ड दैट डेट्स बैक टू द 15th century when it meant thinking and awareness. Attention to cognition process and came about more than 18th century ago, beginning with Aristotle and his interest in the inner working of the mind and how they affect the human experience. Definition of cognitive, वेबस्टर डिक्शनरी के द्वारा, कॉग्निशन इज़ द एक्ट ऑफ नोइंग नॉलेज एंड परसेप्शन। ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी के द्वारा, द मेंटल एक्शन ऑफ प्रोसेस ऑफ एक्वायरिंग नॉलेज एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग थ्रू थॉट, एक्सपीरियंस एंड सेंसेस। अब हम लोग जानेंगे प्रोसेस ऑफ कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट। अकॉर्डिंग टू पियाजे, cognitive development is often influenced by the following process। दो प्रकार से ये प्रोसेस होता है कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट का। पहला ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, दूसरा एडेप्टेशन। ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को देखते हैं हम लोग। द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल स्ट्रक्चर्स या इंफॉर्मेशन इनटू अ सिस्टम ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन, उसी को हम लोग एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बोलते हैं। अब एडेप्टेशन के बारे। एडेप्टेशन में होता है डुअल प्रोसेस है ये। न्यू स्ट्रक्चर विथ एटमॉस्फेयर, मीन्स इसमें दो टाइप का आता है, एसिमिलेशन एंड एकोमोडेशन। एसिमिलेशन होता है वो organizing new information into previous intellectual structures, that is called assimilation, and accommodation to modify, improve earlier intellectual structure based on new information। ये दो प्रकार होते हैं, एसिमिलेशन और एकोमोडेशन एडेप्टेशन के। अब थ्योरीज जान जाते हैं हम लोग, थ्योरीज ऑफ कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट। Psychologists have given some information about cognitive development of children. Those are described as follows। कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट, तीन महान साइकोलॉजिस्ट हुए हैं जिन्होंने विस्तार पूर्वक कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट को बताया है। पहले हैं पियाजे, कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट। दूसरा है वेगस्की, थ्योरी ऑफ कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट, जिसके एक्सपोनेंट हैं लेव वेगस्की। बर्नर्स थ्योरी ऑफ कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट, जिसके एक्सपोनेंट हैं जेरोमी बर्नर। हम लोग पियाजे थ्योरी ऑफ कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट को विस्तार पूर्वक जानेंगे। द वर्क ऑफ जीन पियाजे इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट इन द फील्ड ऑफ कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट। ही वॉज born on August 9, 1896 in Switzerland। According to Piaget, cognition does not mean knowledge, but human intelligence which makes knowledge usable by stabilizing and organizing it. According to him, infants are not cognizant from birth, but are able to adapt themselves effectively to the environment, create and refine themselves through cognitive and dynamic activities. Psychological structures, organized method of learning from experience, etc. Since he believed that children discover or create almost all knowledge of their world through their activities. Piaget's theory is also called the creative path leading to cognition development. cognizance, to create, to image, to discuss, to know, signal making, planning, to solve problems. According to Piaget, cognitive development occurs in a sequence of four universal stages, each of which has a definite sequence, and each stage is based on learning from previous stage. Qualitative differences are found in each stage. These stages are described below. चार प्रकार में कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट को बांटा गया था पियाजे के द्वारा. पहला सेंसरी मोटर स्टेज. सेकंड प्री ऑप्शनल स्टेज. तीसरा कॉन्क्रीट ऑपरेशनल स्टेज. चौथा फॉर्मल ऑपरेशनल स्टेज. सेंसरी मोटर स्टेज जो कि बर्थ से लेकर 2 साल तक जाता है. सेंसेस आर टीचर्स. ऑब्जेक्ट परमानेंस, स्टेबिलिटी, डिफर्ड इमिटेशन, रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन जैसे कि सीइंग, इंटेलिजेंस रिलेटेड मोटर एक्टिविटीज, concerned with present and nearby indicates and objects, no language and no thought, no idea of objective reality, goal oriented behavior. ये पहला था सेंसरी मोटर स्टेज का. दूसरा है प्री ऑपरेशनल स्टेज. एज है इसका 2 साल से 6 या 7 वर्ष तक. सिंबॉलिक फंक्शन एंड स्टार्टेड यूजिंग लैंग्वेज. ट्रांसडक्टिव या अनलॉजिकल रीजनिंग. irreversibility, intuitive rather than logical solution, concentration only focused on one object, egocentric thought, which means they will not understand other perspective, only believes in their thought and emotions, reason dominated by perceptions, animism, does not understand the difference between living and non-living. Lack of conservation, two types, means that the pre-optional stage is divided into two types, conceptual stage and intuitive thought stage. In pre-conceptual stage we see that there is a exploration, imitation, and this pre-conceptual stage is age of pre-conceptual stage is 2 to 4 years. In this children learn 200 words and they have the curiosity to ask the things and say always that why, what. Intuitive thought stage, in this we can see that the 16,000 words are learned by the children, and the age of this stage is from 4 to 7 years, and in this age they learn the language. Now we will come to the third part, that is concrete operational stage, age between 7 years to 12 years. Logic begins about concrete object, thinking bound to create object and experiences. Transitivity, understand relation and class. Reversible thinking, water that related to ice and ice that convert into water also. That reversibility thinking comes in the children. CSS, conservation, classification and seriation. Change in shape and size does not mean change in quantity. Understand of numbers. Now the fourth one is formal operational stage. The age of formal operational stage is 12 years above. Abstract logic like painting, story, poem, writing. Deductive reasoning means that the rule to example. Hypothetic deductive reasoning, complete generality of thought at the age of 15. Propositional thinking, ability to deal with hypothetical ideas and situation. Development of strong idealism. Now the educational implication of the Piaget's cognitive development. Level of cognitive development may be used as broad and general guides to sequential curriculum planning. The teacher methodology and teaching material and the learning activities should be those that are appropriate to each of the cognitive development stages of the learners. Teacher must understand the process children use to gain an answer, not just the correctedness of the answer. Teacher should be hierarchy to understand why children think and reason as they do not do, and to help the pupils master intellectual process at the appropriate age. Children should be encouraged to discover and learn for themselves through a visual and practical interactions with the subject. The child must touch, sequence, and push to experience and understand his environment. Piaget's theory assumes that all children go through the same sequence of development, but they do not show at different rates. Thank you. That's all. Like, सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर करना ना भूलें। धन्यवाद।